your personnel. Know the person that you're talking to. Know the person that doesn't like you. Know the person that is in your circle. Know the person that is around you.
Right.
So I have my daily reminders.
Right.
But for a person that's a hater, don't be. Do the work. Do the work. And what came out talking to?
Anyone you want. Anyone you want.
Do the work.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
And know when it's your time.
Ooh. World. From Filed and Polished, the first luxury nail care service that is exclusive and affordable. I'm your host, T. Davis, and this is On the Top Coat, the show where we talk and just do nails. Today's guest is a connoisseur, if you will, the queen of the mountaintop. She who does all things in good faith. Amen. The one, my big sister, of course, the world's greatest motivational speaker, the world's best life coach, the one, the only, Emae. How you doing? 2000. What's up?
Hi, brother.
How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm
so excited. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you?
I mean, well, you've been busy.
I have been busy.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
You've been busy.
I've been on the news.
You've been on the news.
I've been on the news.
For good reason.
Amen.
For good reason.
Amen.
For good reason.
Amen.
For good reason. And we're going to hook you up today, of course.
Please hook me up, because my nails look crazy.
No, they look good.
No, but I feel like my nails look crazy.
No, but you're used to having them done, so you.
To be fair,
right.
But I came to the expert. I came to the luxury expert.
I mean, well, you know, I want to feel that, you know.
I would say all that.
Little expert here and there,
I came to the luxury expert.
You know, professional.
Hello.
You know,
I'm a little VIP, so I don't like to go to everybody.
He who is licensed.
Okay.
You know, we do good things. Here at Filed and Polished, we get.
Yeah. Y'all do care.
Right.
Okay.
Let's, I don't even know. Okay, so how did we get here? Take me through.
Okay.
The process. Take me through how you got to this point where you are the national brand, where you are the national representation of healing, of life coaching, of women empowerment. Take me through the whole thing.
Right. Because for me, I feel like before I can take you to where I am now, I have to take you back.
Okay. Take me back. Let's take them back.
That's it.
Right.
I was in foster care for all of my life.
Right.
My mom passed when I was 4 years old.
Right.
My dad was on drugs, and of course, it continued to be on drugs. And I was suffering from neglect of our mother's love.
Right.
Now, being that I had nothing but brothers, okay, I wasn't quite suffering from my father's love, because my brothers always called me like their princess, saying all of those things. So I didn't suffer from like a father's love.
Right.
And my father was still here.
Right.
But a mother's love was something that I suffered with. And I was just hurting people that was around me, all around me.
Okay.
And I really couldn't understand, like, okay, like, why do these people keep leaving my life? Like, what did I do to them?
Right.
So one person at the time I was dating, and she was just like, you're hurting people that don't need to be hurt. And I didn't understand that. And I had to do the work. So she introduced me to the work.
Okay.
Before, like, this is the cleanse that I take, and these are the things that I do.
Right.
And before, I was opposed. Like, I'm not taking no cleanse, baby.
Right.
I like a little drink, and I like a little baby. I like a cleanse, baby. You better chop it up.
Right. Like a little scissor.
Right.
Right. Like a little scissor.
But when that time she left and she didn't come back, I said, I know you have to do the work.
Okay.
And that's when the work started.
Okay.
And it was hard. It was hard work. I think one day I was coming home from work and it was a stressful day.
Right.
And I'm like, God, I just need a little drink.
Right.
Mind you, I was on a cleanse.
Right.
I can't take no drink while I'm on a cleanse. I said to God now.
Yeah.
I said to God,
I ain't gonna touch it.
I ain't gonna touch it.
Right, I ain't gonna touch it.
But it was my first cleanse. I wasn't intentional, so I had the Henny that was still in the refrigerator.
The brown water. Brown water.
It was nice and cold.
Right, you need a little hydration.
It was
right. A little hydration.
Right. I needed it. But again, remember, I was on the cleanse.
You was on cleanse.
And for me to be obedient to God is very important.
Right.
So remember, it's my first time.
It's
my first time being on this cleanse.
Right.
Came home, hard day at work, and I'm just like, dang, I didn't drink.
Right.
The Henny is in the refrigerator. Let me go get the Henny. However, God tapped me. Hey.
You said something. You made a deal.
It was a vow.
It was a vow. Yeah.
And you said, Edna, that you wasn't going to drink. And you said that you wasn't going to be on social media. And you said that you wasn't going to eat meat. You said these things. Right? So God tapped me on the shoulder. And I said, well, God, the Hennessy, this is my first time, God. Give me a break. And I said, no, I ain't going to give you no break because this is something that you vowed that you was going to do.
Right.
That you said that you was going to do.
Right.
You got on your knees and you said that you was going to do.
Right.
So the Henny was in the refrigerator. I crawled to the refrigerator because I know it wasn't right. And I said, well, if I take a little drink, it wouldn't matter.
It's not going to hurt.
Right. So I got to the refrigerator. I opened the door. And the brown water sitting right there. Glistening. Cold.
Right.
Glistening now.
Looking good.
Looking great.
Right. Look. Looking brown and round.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And God said, no, not today. So I took the bottle. I had the bottle in my hand. And I'm like, all right, well, pour me a little shot. And as I'm pouring, as I'm opening up the top to the Hennessy bottle, you know that Hennessy bottle make a certain type of opening.
Yes, that's true.
I poured it down the sink. And I said, I vowed to God that this is something that I was going to do, and I'm going to keep my vow to God. And I feel like that's when it happened.
Okay.
Like, that's when I said, Anna, you have to be obedient to God.
Yeah.
And I've been taking this cleanse for 6 or 7 years now straight. So that was the beginning.
Okay.
Right? Like that was the beginning of not drinking. That was the beginning of noticing for me that neglect was a problem. Noticing for me that I didn't have a mother. Noticing for me, where is the root, right? And this is what I teach people all the time. Like, you have to be able to get to the root of the problem to really understand where everything comes from.
Right.
Once you pull the root, you can be able to plant new seeds in order to grow.
Okay.
And that's what I did. I realized, like, well, dang, I ain't have a mother. And maybe I just need a little love, and maybe that's where me hurting people. Because my thing was, I'll hurt you before you hurt me.
Right. Right.
I didn't know what, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what that love meant. I didn't know.
Right.
So that's what leads me here today.
Okay.
And just motivating people that healing is possible.
Okay.
And it's okay. I started off as Me Empowerment, Motivate, Educate, and Empower. And then somebody was trying to take my things.
You got these out there. You're stealing, you know what I'm saying? That's not yours. Put it back. Hater.
somebody was trying to steal my things and I had to rebrand. But of course, again, God is always intentional. Yeah. And as I am glowing and as I am evolving, it became the soul of me. Somebody said to me, "Oh, that's a long name. The soul of me is a long name." I said, "But this is what God put on my heart, so I'm gonna go with this." And I'm the soul of me to this day.
I mean, Job is a long name, so nobody ain't got one name. Isaiah's a long name. Hater.
Hater.
I'm saying hater.
Right. So that's how I got to the soul of me, is digging deeper within the soul of myself.
Right. So now because that's a journey that's very well traveled, but it's very rough. Yes. Because a lot of people don't make it out of that, right? A lot of people don't recover from the recidivisms of what they didn't have, right? And you see that they take the behaviors into their adult years, and
it spills.
And they tend to lash out on other people because they are hurt, right? So as you got to a certain point, right? When did you know that, okay, this is something that I have to do, and it's not just for me no more, it's for people? Like, what was the moment that you said, oh, it's bigger than me now?
So my friend invited me to a youth event. And she's like, "Hey, I want you to be a panelist and I want you to tell your story."
Right.
And that's how my business even started from there. And I'm like, I gotta tell these little girls, like, they don't even know, like, they be good. And
they ain't know it. They ain't know it. Right.
So I'm like, I don't gotta do. And she was like, "Call me back." I'm like, "All right, well, I'll do it."
Okay.
Call me back. She was like, I think I need you to be the host. And I'm like, "You want me to be the host?" She's like, "No, I want you to be the host." I said, "I never hosted nothing in my life. How am I supposed to be the host at this youth empowerment event? Ain't no way." So I did what I was told, because I was being a supportive friend. That was her first event, and she wanted to put it on for her girls.
Right.
Conclusion. By the time I left, them girls was crying. "We love your story. Can you be my teacher? Can you be my mentor?
Can you be my teacher?
I love your story. Can you teach me? Like, I didn't have a mother, and a little girl came up to me and she said, I'm in foster care, and I thought it was it for me, and I felt like my mother didn't love me, but listening to your story, that I know I could do it."
Right.
So that's how it started, to where I'm like, wow, it's not only me.
It's not about me.
It's not about me. And that's when it was me empowerment with the youth.
Right.
And as I continue to glow and grow and elevate and to be in these spaces, I've learned that the adults need help too. I feel like they need help. I feel like they need guidance. There's a lot of kids that said to me, like, "My mother is hurting me because her mother hurt her." And then that's when I kind of shifted, and I'm like, okay, well, I do want to get to the youth, but let me get to the adults. And that's why the soul of me is the soul of me too, as well, because the soul of me is the soul of you. And what does your soul say? Right. How are you kind of teaching your kids, and how are you kind of, embracing that with your kids? And I feel like a lot of mothers need to kind of do that. And that's when I realized, like, this is not about me. This is about women and getting their healing together and noticing, like, I am not in the place to really have any more kids, or I'm not in the place to really talk to my daughter, and how do I get to that place? So me educating women, motivating women, inspiring women to just be and to heal and to break those generational curses is definitely my mission.
So because that's powerful, right? And it's important that we understand this, right? It's important that we understand that, it has a root cause, right? It starts from somewhere. As you're on your journey, as you're on your mission, right? As that what you're setting out to do, what you're not setting out to do, what you're doing. How do you get an individual or a woman to say, hey, this is where it started. Like, you have to, like, you gotta go to this place. Like, I know it hurts, but how does those conversations go? Like, how do they begin to digest what you're saying? Because most people don't know that something's wrong.
No.
Right?
No.
How do you sniff that out? How do you?
I go back.
Okay.
But me being my authentic self really allows women to be vulnerable and go back.
Yeah.
And then as they're talking, the crazy part is as they're talking, they're like, dang, I didn't even realize it was my father.
I didn't even know it.
I didn't even realize I didn't even realize that my mother, because of her love, that this is why I can't move forward. I didn't even realize that until you just told me that. So a lot of women feel free. They feel like I am a safe space, and they feel like, well, I can be able to talk to Emae about anything.
Right.
And then that's how it kind of opens up to a conversation of, this is the problem. So if any woman is coming to me and she's saying, hey, you know, I want to be a motivational speaker and I want to motivate, but all my life, people been telling me that I don't know how to speak and that I am shy and I can't do it.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, where did this stem from?
Right.
I don't know. My mother said, there you go. As soon as somebody said their mother said, their father said, their grandmother said, I'm like, that's where it stems from. It stems from maybe your mother saying it to you, which means that's why you have the lack of confidence that you have today.
Right.
So that's how it begins. I let them open up. I'll allow them to see, like, this is a safe space that you could be able to share anything with me.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of going back. So, yeah.
And you get them to open up and understand and say, hey, listen, this is where the root cause of it. And I can only meet you so far is that you're willing to let me take you.
Right.
Right? So when they start to digest it, how do you encourage them to continue the journey? Because the initial start of it is hard enough. And then when they actually get on the path, they're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could, like, because it hurts.
Yes.
And this is why they keep the doors closed so much. So how do you continue to encourage them to say, listen, I got you. I ain't gonna bring you this far to leave you. How does that go? How do you convince them?
Again, I just feel like just being your authentic self and just letting them know, like, I am here.
Right.
Right? Like, I'm here with you. Like, it's okay. You got an issue, call me.
Right.
Like, that's all right. Okay, what happened? All right, so, you know, you got to take this step. You know, you got to do this. Like, I just give them that safe space. And of course, just being authentically me. Some people never had love before in their life.
Very true. Yeah. Yeah.
Never had love before in their life. So sometimes people don't even know how to receive me. Can I say that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, this is what that feel like. I never had this before. Like, nobody ever said this to me before. Like, this is what it feels like. And I'm like, yes, this is what love feels like. And that's why I always say all the time, like, that's a secret.
So when because I know you do a lot of, I mean, it's nothing that you don't. I mean, you do a lot of work. I'm being honest with you, but you do a lot of work. And I know even for you sometimes, it's heart-wrenching because there's so many cases of young girls, young women that have experienced the same situation or worse, right, as you. How do you gather yourself? Because I know sometimes it's like damn, like, you know what I mean? Like, how does that personal journey go for you? Because, you know, sometimes you may look at situations, it's like, they did what to you? Like, you ready to put on your, you know, like, yo,
I'm ready to go.
Let me call this 66 Browns niggas from, you know what I'm saying? So we about to, so how do you, like, gather yourself to be like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I just need to, how do you do that?
Again, some females need that safe space, right? To just be vulnerable. And as a master life coach, right? And a motivational speaker and author.
Master,
and
No, say that again. I need to hear this. Yeah, I need to hear this.
I feel like, yes, as a master life certified life coach, as a educator, as a author, as a motivational speaker, all of those come intertwined in that moment to say, like, okay, enough. You can't be the Edna and Wagner projects, like you really have to be understanding, and then you really have to really take that person's situation and kind of put yourself in their shoes, to see like what the next step is gonna be or what the next step should be.
Right.
So of course I want to be bugging like, no, go back to her house, but you cannot do that.
Right.
So now what do you got to do? You got to create boundaries with people. Create those boundaries with people so you don't have to go through the same situation that you've been going through.
Is that difficult for you?
To create boundaries with people?
To create those boundaries when sometimes you can be so close to it. Like, is it difficult? And even is it difficult to convince other people to create boundaries? Because like I said, they don't know. Like how do you circumvent that?
But it is difficult.
Right.
It is difficult. Right. For me to create boundaries, no.
Okay. Right.
These are my boundaries and you're going to have to respect my boundaries. But for somebody that hasn't really been doing the healing process, just started to begin their healing process, that may be a lot for them. So you just have to tell them with every kind of routine becomes a lifestyle.
Right.
So you have to continue to tell your mother no when she wants to come over to invade your space. Like you have to continue to say no to that person that really doesn't serve you. You have to continue to say no to that woman that doesn't really pour into you. That keeps calling you, right? So you have to continue to do that. And that's what repetition. And once you are repeating and repeating and repeating, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a mindset. I can no longer have these people do these things to me because of where I am right now and where I'm trying to go.
Right. Sometimes you ain't got that $50 to give up. And it's all right to say no. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got it. I don't got it.
No, but I feel like that's so real though. Yeah. Right? Because people call you and ask you for money like, child, the rent is due.
Right.
I ain't got no money for you. What you want from me?
I ain't got it.
I ain't got it.
I ain't got it.
Heavy on the I ain't got it. And you know what's so crazy? Because even if I got it, I still ain't got it. Just because it's a boundary now, and you're gonna have to respect my boundaries. And even if I do got $50, I'm not gonna tell you that. Because it's a boundary.
I mean, well, tell me if you got $50. I need a little something. You know.
Me want to make it.
Right. You know.
I need $50.
Right. I need $50. You know. So, as you're on your journey, and again, I'll give you your flowers because you are killing right now.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be a celebrity, though? I told you. How does it feel?
No, you did not say that. Like,
how does it feel?
Not how does it feel to be a celebrity. How it feels to be a celebrity is crazy. I don't know how to receive it.
That's real.
I don't know how to receive it because when it's the unknown, you don't know. Right?
That's very true.
No one ever called me a celebrity before. So it's like, what? I am a celebrity? And when you hearing people saying it, and then you're not the first person that said it. So many people, even when I went back to work, they was like, can I get your autograph? And I'm laughing it off. They came to me, knocked on my door while I was teaching with the paper. Can I get your autograph?
Yeah, what you thought? You thought this was a game?
I didn't know how to receive it.
She on every news station in the country talking about you ain't no celebrity. Yeah. I'm asking for your autograph too.
I didn't know how to receive it
because
it's new.
I'll be like, yo, Ms. McGann, word up. I need that autograph though. Word up. I ain't gonna think. For real.
One of my coworkers was like, I went over there for like a 03. I went to her for 03. She was like, we gotta take this picture together because I was like, what? Like, we're supposed to be in a meeting. And she's like, no way, how long I take this picture?
Yeah, what you doing?
Because it's sign this piece of paper. Can you sign it?
Yeah, I need your autograph.
Like, what?
Yeah, I need that thing. I need that.
Who the huh?
Yeah, I need that.
And a what? And a who?
Yeah, I need all that.
So to bring it back to your question, I don't know how to receive it. I'm so grateful. I'm so humble. In the words of Pharrell, I am grateful for every opportunity. I don't beat myself on the chest, kind of bragging. Like, I'm grateful for every opportunity that the universe has for me.
I mean, yeah, because you always been humble for the Rumble. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm so humble.
You humble for the Rumble. And the way you've been doing this thing, I ain't gonna lie. I always say, you've been killing it. You've been killing it. You've been killing it. You've been killing it.
Thank
how do you receive it? Like, how do you just be like you're just like, you want to take a picture with me? Like, little old me? That's how I feel. I'm like, little old me? Like, I know.
okay, come on guys, let's take a picture. Like, you know? And then like, I don't know how to receive it, but I'm just gonna continue to be Edna. And I think this is a conversation that we had previous. It's just like, you know, I don't try to boast around. I don't try to act like I don't know where I come from. Like, I'm a girl from the projects, okay? We're having the projects at that Harlem girl. So it's like, I don't...
Harlem world, what's up?
Okay.
What's up?
I don't...
You good? You alright? Alright.
I'm that girl from the projects. And I don't try to like boast around, you know? And I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me that I look up to, that I inspire. Like, I don't want them to do that to me. So I'm not going to do that to somebody else that's trying to be where I am right now.
I mean, you're right, because, you know, I used to always say something, you know, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, right? Like, and I think people, when they get to a certain status, they forget that. We forget the fact that I'm still a human being. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm admired, I know I'm a celebrity now, but, I mean, I ain't no celebrity, I'm just, you know.
Yes, he is.
I'm just, you know.
And he is.
But it's a very different thing because you achieve so much, and you know it's not easy for people to see you in that light. You know, it's not, because people want to be where you are. Like, and what do you say to the people? Shout out to the haters. Shout out to the haters.
I like, ugh.
What do you say to the people that say, oh yeah, well, everybody wants to be a motivational speaker and blah, 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 I could do that, she's not this, without the third, wop, all that. What do you say to those people? Because I know you don't acknowledge them.
No.
But, you know, I be watching in the comments and I be looking, I'm like, ooh, y'all are some... We gonna keep it positive today. Positive today.
We gonna keep it positive.
How do you remain focused on that? Like,
I got my daily reminders that are behind me.
Okay. Okay.
That tells me. Because again, remember I told you, I'm from the projects. So baby, let me tell you something. Yes.
Yeah.
Emae is a motivational speaker. Emae loves God. Emae is a healer.
Right. But don't let the speech. Don't let the speech. It will behoove you to go down that road.
It will be.
Alright. When you know better, you do better.
Please.
I mean, I like red, but the blue go better.
Right. Hello.
You understand that? Okay.
Hello.
You good?
Hello.
You alright?
Make sure.
Okay, cool.
At all times.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
So I have my people that remind me of who I am and why I shouldn't stoop that way. And
right.
My brother always tells me, he says, I don't know your personnel. Know the person that you're talking to. Know the person that doesn't like you. Know the person that is in your circle. Know the person that is around you.
Right.
So I have my daily reminders.
Right.
But for a person that's a hater, don't be. Do the work. Do the work. What camera I'm talking to?
Anyone you want. Anyone you want.
Do the work.
Talk about it.
And know when it's your time.
Ooh. Say that again for the people in the back. I don't think I heard you.
For the people, right? That are, I don't know, I have to figure out a word for y'all, but I wouldn't say haters, but for the people who are disliking or comparing themselves. Hold on.
She stopped the nail.
For the people.
Right.
That are comparing themselves, that are scrolling on Instagram and trying to figure out when is their time. When is God gonna bless me? I've been doing the work with God. You haven't. Do the work. Be consistent.
Clock in.
Know who you are.
Clock in.
Because a lot of you don't know who you are. Know who you are internally. I know me. You don't. Know who you are and get the work done and do the work.
Clock in.
You don't. Once you do the work, let me tell you something. Let me tell you when you know you. Because when you're doing the work, nothing around you is going to phase what God already has for you. Your purpose and what God has for you. Do the work. I I scroll on Instagram and I celebrate my friends and I celebrate them and I put the heart eyes and I put the clapping emoji because I'm going to celebrate you. I'm not going to hate on you because this is not a competition, baby. Because whatever God has for me, it's for me.
That's true.
This is my path. This is my passion. This is my purpose. Do the internal work before you hate on somebody and know when it's your time.
I couldn't have said it no better. I was saying the same thing. They don't listen to me though.
Know when it's your time. A lot of people want to compare themselves. A lot of people want to rush the process. You can't rush what God has for you, comparing yourself to the next person when it's their time. So people don't even know because people don't know what it took for me to get here.
I mean, I watched it. I seen it.
To get here?
I seen it. I was there. Front row, I was there. I seen it. Y'all don't know, I seen it. I remember the days we used to call me on the phone. Call me on the phone. Bro, what you think about this? Blah. Right or wrong? 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
3 a.m. But and that's my thing. You want to compare yourself and you don't know what it took for me to get here. And of course, can we be very vulnerable on this show today?
I mean, why can't you? Why can't you? It's about you. It's about you. It's your world. I just live in it.
Okay, good.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, y'all. Like, on the news, doing the things. I'm a celebrity. But did you know last week I cried in my closet? Do you know that part? Do you know how hard it is to be me? Do you know the discernment, the obedience I have to do? Do you know that I have to fast twice a month? To hear God, to know God, to feel God? This ain't that. This ain't that.
Tell them again.
This ain't that.
Tell them again, please.
But they want to be me, but y'all don't know. I be crying in that closet like, God, figure it out for me. Please figure it out for me. Because I don't know. I don't know what to do next. Like, I don't know. Yeah, like what y'all see on Instagram is Instagram. I forgot that. But what real life Edna is, if you know Edna in real life, and I call my brother all the time. Yeah. If you know Edna in real life, you know.
If you know, you know.
It hasn't been an easy road.
I mean, anything great is never easy.
No.
And I think that's one of the biggest things I think people fail to understand and acknowledge, right? Because they see you and they say, well, she's here, right? But they necessarily don't take into account the work you put in for this.
Yeah.
They don't know that you're doing something great.
Yeah.
It took a great sacrifice for that. So how do you convince people? I wouldn't even say convince. How do you educate people on, if you want this, you're going to have to put in the work. Like how do you stress that enough for people? Because I know that some people will listen to you and just be like, yeah, but I'm gonna do it another way. I'm gonna negotiate growth. How do you tell people it's like, that's not how this works?
It doesn't. With all of my videos on Instagram, on YouTube, with all of that, I always try to be my authentic self, and I always tell them to do the work.
Right.
I'm not speaking off of, oh yeah, I saw it yesterday on a movie. No, I'm speaking of experience.
Right.
I have experienced these things. So I'm not telling you to just tell you to do the work. I'm telling you because you're hurt. I'm telling you because you're broken. Right. I'm telling you because you came up to me and you're confused and you don't know where to go, but you want to be this entrepreneur that's making 10 figures. I'm telling you because of that.
Right.
So for me, I just have to continue to spread the word through my videos and allow people to see this growth when they see me.
Right.
See this growth, feel this energy.
Right. This is what
doing the work look like.
Yeah, because when you see me in the street, remember, you don't know me.
You know what?
That's
So I got a question, right? And you saying do the work.
Yes.
Do the work. But there's also this, I guess, this belief, right, that people talk about, which is manifestation, which is if I really, really believe in it, it will come to me. Like I will be the magnet, and all the positive things will come to me.
It will.
And a lot of people say, you know, things will come to me fast and easy.
No.
And it seems as if, you know, manifesting it is different from putting in the work.
Yes.
And some people believe like manifestation and hard work go hand in hand, and some people it's like, no, don't work hard, work smart. I'm gonna manifest it and it's gonna come to me.
It's not.
And when things don't come to them, it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is your theory in terms of like manifestation? Like if you had to give it a definition, how would you define it?
That's a great question. For me, manifestation for me is believing it. That's so crazy because I put in my phone when I was on a plane, I said, you have your action, you have believing equals success, right? And manifestation is believing that you can be, that in your mind, this is what's going to happen, and I know I'm going to get to it. But baby, you can't sit out on a couch and ask for manifestations knowing, child, you ain't putting no work and to do that thing.
Don't work that way.
Action, believing, manifestation, changing your mindset equals success. Right. You have to go and get it. God is going to meet you halfway, baby. It's like a 50-50 chance. He's going to meet you halfway. Once you put in the work and he sees that you put in the work, trust me, you're going to get everything that you are set out to do. But you can't go into action and be like, well, you know, I don't know if this is going to work out for me because, you know, no, it is. Because I put in the work and I did the work. Right. And I believe that this is going to be true to be able to have success. Because a lot of people, they put in the work and they talk negative about themselves. They talk negative about what they're doing. Oh yeah, so I got all these nail polishes, but I know ain't nobody gonna come get their nails done.
Yeah, try it. Try it.
You have to believe. I got all these nail polishes and I'm about to have over 100 clients.
Right.
You have to believe that this is going to be true. And that's when things start to come to you and you start to see that your mind shift is changing, but you have to change your mind. You have to change your mindset. And I feel like everything is a mindset. Right. We negative is so easily to get to us, like to think negative all the time. I know that this ain't all right. I know I just go on these cameras and ain't nobody gonna ask me to shoot. Then what you buy all the cameras for?
What you in here for?
Right, what you in here for? So once you buy the cameras, book something. Put yourself out there.
Do the work.
Do the work. And the work consists of your action and what you're doing and how you put your best foot forward and believing that this is going to be true for you to be able to have success. My nose is nice. It's good. Sorry. Child, you know when I'm in it now.
Right. Talk about it.
I'm in it.
You know, and this, you know, you speak about, you know, doing the work a lot. And
gotta do the work.
You know, people, I think they are so, I wouldn't say allergic, but
allergic
to putting in the work.
I don't think people are allergic. I think people are scared to go back to their past to be able to be fulfilled in their future and their present. A lot of people don't want to go back to the past because it hurts bad. Okay, so even when you had said, you was like, sis, I know like this work is not easy, and it's not.
It's not.
Because you don't want to go back, right? I know somebody said like, dang, I know like me doing this, I had like a 30-day cleanse at that time during COVID. It was like, it made me more depressed.
Ooh.
I didn't want that for them, and I was going to stop everything. It's a book right now on Amazon, but.
So no, talk about that. No, we need to talk about that.
But it's a book right now on Amazon, but it's like I was gonna stop it from one person's perspective. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't tell me, they told somebody else. So for me, I was just like, dang, I don't want nobody to feel more depressed. But I had to sit in with myself and say, Anna, why do you feel like she felt like she was depressed that she took the 30-day cleanse? Because the 30-day cleanse ain't nothing to play with. Okay? You're going to have to go all the way back to childhood, okay? Baby, like.
Yeah, you want to.
In order to move forward.
You want to put in that work.
You're going to have to put in the work. Because some people don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. So as your brand is growing.
Yes. My brand is definitely growing.
Your brand is like, oh my gosh. It's like, like I said, you're killing it right now.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't even know what else to say. You're killing it.
Thank
literally.
You. I appreciate that.
As it's growing and as you are elevating your brand and you elevating yourself.
Yes. Every day.
You know, how do you come to grips with, you know, I may not reach everybody? How do you come to grips with that? How do you come to grips with accepting the fact to say, hey, you know what? I might not reach this little girl or this young woman. I may not reach her.
But did I try?
Yeah, you tried.
I tried. I pray over people.
Okay.
And I'll just pray over you. If I can't reach you, I pray that somebody on your journey of life is reaching you.
Right.
If I can't reach you the way that I would like to reach you. But I'm not going to reach everybody, and that's okay. And I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Right. Crazy part is, right? I was getting my toes that day. It's up to me. Somebody said, Emae, don't take offense to what I said, what I'm about to say. I said, no, I'm cool. What happened?
Right.
He said, somebody came to him and told him, like, hey, I couldn't stand her voice in the beginning. But I cannot get her off of my screen now. Like, I love Emae. I'm not going to probably get to you at first.
Right.
But I'll get to you. And I'm going to always just be who I am.
Right.
But I'm always going to pray for my people too as well. And I know I'm not going to reach everybody. Right. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to keep it moving because, baby, I'm going to continue to elevate and grow and evolve on my own. You tried. Yeah, I tried. I will always try. You tried. And I will always put God in the mix. But if I can't reach, that's okay.
So let me ask you this, because like I said, you are killing it. I mean, you ain't gotta say no names. Okay. But I know there's some celebrities that you've come across that have said to you, like, listen, I need your help. Like, can you help me? Like, what was there was the moment for you, it was like, oh, me? Like, how was that for you? Like,
it was a feel good feeling. Right. It was like, wow. But I feel like, because right now I'm just comfortable. But when Emae turns on, it's a switch with me. Right. So when, we're not going to say names, but when that celebrity came to me, it was just like, wow. Like, wow. Like, you want me to help you? Right. Me? Yeah, because, you know, I've been going through some things and I've been doing this on my path, and I feel like you are going to be the best person that can be able to guide me to where I need to be. Right. So that was like the moment you was like, dang, like I'm really wishing you like I'm really talking to this person. Like, and the crazy part is, somebody said to me too, they was like, where you been at? Why we just now hearing from you? Like, where you been at? And I'm just like, I've been here. But, you know, God allowed me to be here right now in the present so you could be able to see me. And I feel like, and a lot of people tell me this all the time, like, when people see you, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be impactful. It's going to be life-changing, not only for you, but for them as well. Right, right. So that was the moment you saw them, you was like, yo, this person said, yo. They was, you know, they was after me. It was. Right. I love it though. So I'm blessed. So what are things about you that people don't know? Like, because there's a bunch, like, and I know, look. What? But what is it for you that people don't know? People don't know a lot of things.
Like, give me one. Give. So this is for people that just like.
People that just don't know.
Yeah, they
at all.
they see you. Of course, they see you. You do the motivational. You help women, but it's like, what is something like shocks people that you like that they don't?
I don't tell people my secrets.
Yeah, even if you just give them one.
What people don't know is, I'll start with this. I love Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I got the cape, I have the wand, I have the uniform, I have the tie, I have everything Harry Potter, everything. And on Christmas time, between like September and January, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm going Harry Potter crazy. I'm just sitting in front of the TV all day long.
Alright, so if you Harry Potter, what school?
Gryffindor, of course.
Ooh.
Or Hermione.
And what's the problem with Slytherin?
You know what's so crazy? Because there's not a problem with, it's no problem with Slytherin. Let's not get crazy, because remember, all of the houses are their own characteristics and what they bring, right? Like, what is it, like gratefulness and strength and courage and this, right? And Slytherin is not always a bad house to be in. I love Gryffindor, however. I don't know about Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, but I am a Harry Potter fanatic, not a fan.
Fanatic.
Oh. I love Harry Potter, and I feel like people don't understand that side of Emae, to where they're judging me, of course, based on my like appearance and my outside appearance, but I'm a geek really inside. And I love like the Lord of the Rings and like fantasy things. And I think it's because I feel like I'm powerful myself.
Of course you are.
So I feel like I relate to those things because I'm powerful.
Right.
And I want to be in Harry Potter right now.
You want to be Harry?
In the house and at that long table.
So let me ask you this. So is Harry Potter better than Twilight?
No, I love Twilight too. But for me, because y'all gonna get me excited.
Right.
I love to go Harry Potter. For me, Harry Potter has a message for me, right? I'm gonna say what the message is.
Right.
Harry Potter.
Right.
He goes through good and evil every day with evil inside of him. Do you understand that? Remember, his thing with Voldemort kind of went on to Harry Potter, so he can be able to cure the evil that is inside of him. But what does he continue to choose? He continues to choose positivity, and that relates to our everyday life. What do you continue to feed yourself? What do you continue to pour into yourself? Is it going to be positive or negative? Because we have positive and negative within us. Right. And he chooses to be positive all the time.
So you're saying it has a deeper message?
Yes. Twilight, I mean, it's great, but Harry Potter has a deeper message. I think because I watch Harry Potter all the time, but Harry Potter does have a deeper message.
So it's Harry all day?
All day.
So is he like the greatest, what you call him? Is he the greatest wizard ever?
No.
Not Harry?
No.
Who the greatest wizard ever then, if it's not Harry Potter? Dumbledore?
I love Dumbledore.
Is Dumbledore?
I love Dumbledore. Because remember, if you look at Lord of the Rings 2, because come on, y'all about to get me hype. When you look at Lord of the Rings 2.
Get hype.
When you look at Lord of the Rings 2, remember Dumbledore is in Lord of the Rings. And did you see when he was on that tree and he was like whispering to the birds and then all the birds came? Like, he is that man. He is on a different level in all movies, not just Harry Potter, in all movies. See, that's how, y'all gotta be a true fan to know what kind of other movies he was in. And
Don't
he
play
was
with
in Lord of the Rings too, and he was that in the Lord of the Rings. I ain't gonna say that, right?
Yeah, don't play with him.
Don't play with, yeah, so I think that he is. And then I think Hermione, because Hermione is that. And then I think Harry Potter. And then Ron. I love Ron too.
Ron? Really?
I love Ron.
I don't know actually your favorite character is and why.
No, I don't have one, and I will not discuss that.
Ooh.
I do not have a favorite character, and Harry Potter because I love all of them, and all of them have like their own unique characteristics about themselves that I love. Like Ron is like, he's so nice and humble.
And bubbly.
Yes, and bubbly. And his mother was like a little poor, but he made it work. Remember they had those sweaters for Christmas? Shut up. He had those sweaters for Christmas.
Yo, that's fire. Hold on. You got the sweater. That's fire.
I'm telling you,
that is fire. 2 times. That's fire. That's fire.
Fan. Okay.
That's fire.
So I just feel like I don't have a favorite character. I feel like everybody has their own unique characteristics about themselves, and I love it. Like Hermione, like embodies strength and wisdom and knowledge and courage. Like you know. So I don't have like a favorite one. I just love all of them.
All right. So let's put your skill at work, right? Like if you had to, if there was a scenario where you bumped into like a child Voldemort, right?
Right.
I love that.
What would you say to him that to try to heal him, knowing where he come from?
So boom, right?
I gotta hear this.
Ooh. Voldemort can't be healed. He is who he is in his own way. So you cannot try to heal somebody that is already in his own way. Because remember when Dumbledore went to Voldemort, which is Tom Riddle. Come on now.
Talk about it.
That's his real name.
You know your history. You know your history.
When he went over there and he asked, like, why am I this way? And what did Dumbledore say? He was just like, we encourage you to come too. Like you could be in our house too. Like you could come to the castle too. So just showing them that love. Don't try to always heal somebody. Sometimes it don't work that way. But just showing them that love and that appreciation allows them to feel like they belong. Because when Dumbledore went to that asylum or whatever the case may be, he could have just been like, no, I'm not taking this boy in there. You see him? First of all, he stole my things. Now he putting my stuff on fire. And what did Dumbledore do?
Putting it on eBay. Wowing. What's wrong with him? You know what I'm saying? Why you? That's not yours.
eBay.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying? He be wild. Go ahead. He be wilding. He be tripping.
But what did he do, right? He didn't, like, dismiss him.
Right.
He didn't say, like, you don't deserve love. First of all, he showed him, like, hey, calm it on down.
Right. This
is what you want, and we don't take this at, in the castle.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you who you are.
Right.
But I'm going to show you love, and I'm going to show you grace, too. So just showing people love and grace and have them go their own way. Have them go their own path. Like, and I'm realizing that so much, brother. Like, I can't help everybody. It's a conversation we just had. I can't help everybody. I can't reach everybody. But I'm going to show you grace and I'm going to show you what real love is.
You can't.
So.
You can't help everybody. You can't shape everybody. You can't, try to get everybody to that place because they won't be there, right?
Yeah. That's okay.
My mother used to say something. Shout out to mommy.
Shout out to mommy.
Yeah, shout out to mommy. Mommy used to say this. She used to say,
amazing.
You can't save everybody because if you try, you just end up saving nobody.
Right. Because you've been trying to save
one person.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. And then you don't wear yourself out.
Right.
Wear yourself out?
No. You can't do that.
Okay.
So how do I say this? What does a normal day for Emae looks like? What does like a normal regular day? And I know you're not regular, so I'm trying to. You're not regular.
You hate him? He said, what does a regular day?
What does a regular day look like?
Emae is always connecting with so many people, but a regular day for Emae, I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm in a prayer closet from 5 to 6. Hello, but let me tell you something. God, always God.
Yeah.
I'm getting up, and then after that, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm listening to my gospel music, and I'm heading off to work. And I'm listening to the word as I'm in the car, Or just probably just in silence sometimes, because sometimes you gotta be in solitude.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes you gotta be in solitude.
You do.
I'm in the educational building.
Right.
From 7:45 all the way down to 4:30.
Right.
So at 4:30, Emae happens. Right, because 7:30 to 4:30, I'm Miss McCants.
Right.
From 4:30 to 12 o'clock.
I'm Emae.
A.M. I'm Emae.
Right.
And Emae does a lot. Emae has clients. Emae is speaking to people. Emae is replying back to emails. Emae is just doing what Emae does. So that's like a typical day. However, if my publicist calls me, that's another kind of day.
Oh, shout out to the publicist.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to the publicist. You know,
geez,
I mean, you talking big girl talk. Hold on, the publicist. Everybody ain't got that. Everybody ain't got that. You know what I'm saying?
I have two.
You got two.
You're supposed to have two.
You got two of them things?
I have two.
I mean, yeah, but you look okay. So how does that look? How does that work? Because I
have two.
Right. So break that down for me, please.
So my first publicist is my publicist that books me for the different talk shows and the different kind of media outlets. That's my first publicist.
Right.
And then my second publicist, she does things in the back, because I have something brewing. But I can't tell y'all yet.
You got something coming up.
I have something coming up, and she takes all of that. She takes management of all of that. So
right.
I'm super excited to have so many people on my team.
Right. So what does a day off do you look like?
I don't have a day off.
No day off?
No.
We gotta change that.
I don't have a day off. Like, you know why I say I don't have a day off? I don't have a day off because I'm always speaking to somebody. Because of my energy, people are going to gravitate to me like magnets. So me thinking that I took off, I still didn't take off because I still motivated somebody. I still poured into somebody's cup without even noticing.
You're still doing something.
Without even noticing, I'm still pouring into people's cups. So no, I don't have a day off. Do I take a break? Yes, I always take a break. I'm in solitude, especially when I'm fasting.
Right.
When I have to recharge and trying to get me back. That's all my
Right.
Shout
out to the Harry Potter.
Right. So that's what that is.
Right.
But no, I really don't take any days off.
So let me ask you this. You said something very profound. You said, you don't have a day off, and you're always talking to somebody. You're always getting your energy right. You're always giving them what they need. And is that a lot on you sometimes? Is it times where you're like,
I don't want to talk.
I mean,
I don't want to talk.
And for people, right, that say, oh wow, you don't want to talk. You're a motivational speaker. You're supposed to,
No.
Explain to people how important it is to be human.
Sometimes I feel like a lot of people look at motivational speakers or look at people who are doing the things and expect them to not be human.
Right.
I am human.
Right.
I pour into people all the time, every day, and sometimes I don't feel like talking.
Right.
I don't want to talk all the time. Like, I don't want to pour into nobody all the time. Sometimes I just want to sit in silence and
right.
But sometimes that's just what I want to do. But I feel like a lot of people take that from a lot, not even only me, but take that
from people, right?
Yeah, and then say like, oh, okay, well, they're not supposed to do that. Like, you're supposed to talk. Aren't you a motivational speaker? Yes, I'm a motivational speaker, but sometimes I don't want to talk.
Right, and for people that look at you and say that, oh well, how you don't want to talk? You're a motivational speaker. It's like I said. The importance of you being a human being, it's like, I'm still a person too, right? Like, I'm still a person. I'm still like, I still want to just breathe for a second, take some time for me, right? Like, that's important. You know what I mean? Like, so how do you, and I know it's difficult.
It is.
It's because you do so much. And I give you your flowers, girl.
Thank you.
So, of course. You do so much. And it's like, if you was to be like, you know what, all right, cool, I'm not going, even though that's impossible, I'm making up scenarios and like you just.
And the crazy part is, even brother, when you just said like you do so much.
You do.
In the back of my mind, I'm like, I ain't doing enough.
But that's.
Is that bad?
No, it's not, because that's the marker of a giver.
I feel like I'm not doing enough. Like I wanna do more. I wanna give more. I feel like there's so many people that are in need.
Yeah.
And I want to give them what they need, like supplies and like kids that don't have supplies. Shout out to the Becoming Scholarship, Solomon.com. But
shout out to the scholarship.
Like supplies and mothers who just kind of need a way, like a start,
right?
And how to become an entrepreneur. Like I want to give them those things. So I feel like I'm not doing enough. I gotta do more. I gotta do more. Like I gotta do more, and that's how I feel.
Right.
And there's so many people, you know, like yourself, that's like, Emae, like you are doing a lot, and I'm like, am I?
Yeah. At least from my perspective, but you know, I get it, because even when you take a look at stuff, you're like, yo, no, I gotta do more.
I gotta do more.
I gotta do more.
Because people need help.
They do. But you know, remember, mom used to say this to you: don't burn a candle at both ends.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like. And that's very important, because you know when
burn yourself out, y'all.
Yeah, you burn yourself out. What you gonna have to give to people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you give it to yourself, but of course, but you know you being a giver, you always gonna make sure you okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a point in time where you like, you know what? I need a break, girl. Like I need a break, y'all. It's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the times you need to watch your Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And turn off your phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just be like, leave me alone.
But those are the people that, again, like my tribe, that like really knows me and that knows that I've been doing the work. My tribe will definitely tell me like, Emae, all right, let's go out, let's go get something to eat.
Right.
Because baby, I love.
Oh yeah, we know you love your food now.
I love to get something to eat.
Yo, you love your food now.
I love to get something to eat.
You know what I'm saying?
So that, you know, brings me back to like, all right, I know, like, you got to get that together. But it does take a lot. It does weigh a lot. I remember when I was doing the Boss Summit.
Shout out to the Boss Summit.
Shout out to Lynn. I love y'all.
Shout out to Lynn.
Shout out to Lynn.
Shout out to Lynn.
Shout out to the Boss Summit.
We love y'all.
I do love them. They're so supportive. A whole group of women that are so supportive. But I went to the Boss Summit and I do the transparency session for them. So transparency is just like, you know, giving them a little word of encouragement and then going into exactly their past to be able to move forward to where they are right now and in the future. Right. And when I tell you, I had an experience that I never even experienced before in my life.
Break it down.
I was reading off like different cards, and the cards had like different questions on it.
Right.
But God was kind of guiding me to ask a question to this certain individual. Right. It's something that is within me that I know that I am super powerful sometimes. Right. So I was just like, you know, God was like, no, that question ain't for her. Ask her. Nope, that's not for her. It was half of the session and I was gone. I was laid out. Wow. Like I was laid out. When I got the next day, I just really had to like sit in the sun because it was too much. Like I poured a lot into them. However, all of them are flourishing right now though.
Look at that. Look at that.
And I don't know. She was just like, one lady was just like, Emae, like, I don't know. How did you start to ask the right questions? Like, how did you ask me that question? How did that question even come about? Right. I don't know.
You just asked the question.
God said for me to ask it. So I asked it. Like, you know, so just knowing yourself and knowing like when you need to pour back into you is so important.
And you, and as you're growing, as you're continue to break barriers, because I mean, you just can't keep up. Nah. I just can't keep. I look on this news station and you're here, and then the next day, you're somewhere else. I just can't, So as it grows, like what's the goal for you? What's like the okay? That's the mountaintop for me right now. What is that for you?
I don't know. Is that? Should I say like I don't know? This year, everybody was asking me like, Emae, what's your goals? What's your goals? What goals you have? I said, I don't have any. I said, I'm allowing God to take the wheel, and whatever door He opens for me is the door that I'm going to, is the door that I'm going to walk into.
Right.
So I really don't know what the goal is for me right now, but I definitely want to do broadcasting. I love TV. I love the way that feels.
I mean, well, TV love you because you're on it every day, every morning, I wake up and it's just like.
I love TV. I love it. Like, I love talking to people. I love meeting new people.
Right.
So no, I don't have a goal, and I'm just letting God guide me. But I do just want to be on TV full time. I remember that I said this because the crazy part is watching 6 months.
I've seen.
That's the thing of manifestation.
Shout out to you.
Manifestation.
Because I've seen. Do you have anything?
I love my nails. Actually, I love that.
Look, you want it? You want another? Want it a little more?
No.
That's fine.
No.
Okay.
Good job.
Oh yeah.
Look at this one.
Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Look, this big. Look.
Listen. You know your sister gonna have you now.
I should give you the finger, bro.
There you go.
No, perfection.
You are a perfectionist.
Turn to the side.
Not turn to the side.
You know what I'm saying?
Figure it out. God is gonna be good. He gonna bless you.
And no, it's nothing wrong with not having like an end goal for you. It's nothing wrong with that because you're on a journey that people may not necessarily be abreast of that you achieve it. They don't know. They don't see it. They're just watching it.
Yeah.
So even if, right now you said, you're just letting God,
just guide
you. Is there things that you want to do more of?
TV.
Besides TV. Like if it was something else like that you want to do that you're just like.
I want to give back.
Okay.
I want to be an angel investor.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm having trouble with the connection.
Oh, not Siri acting like, Not this,
Said this is my time.
Right. You want to be an angel investor.
Listening,
You want to be an angel investor. And that's beautiful.
Because I want to help.
Yeah, I mean.
I want to help. I want to be an angel investor. I want to help thousands of women if I haven't already. I want to help kids. I want to help foster children.
Yes.
That don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Right.
I definitely want to help them. I'm just allowing them to know like there is, especially like giving back. And I didn't have nobody to give me in college and. Like I had to leave college because I couldn't afford it.
Right.
So just make for me, for the Becoming Scholarship, is getting all of the dorms.
Right.
For future of the Becoming Scholarship is to pay for somebody's college tuition.
Full. Wow. Look at that. You see, you always trying to. Well, I think I'm gonna go back to school then because I need a scholarship. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna get a degree in something. I'm gonna get a degree in something.
That's my thing. I feel like there are so many, and sometimes like the mothers don't be bad mothers. They just need help.
So that brings me to my next question.
Yes.
I know you see what's going on TV.
What's going on TV?
I mean, well, you're on the television screen.
Well, I see me.
Yeah, I know
what's going on the TV.
I see you too. I just want you to know.
Well, good.
Right, I see you. I see you.
All right, well, good.
You, the way, okay, because you do a lot of healing work.
I do.
How do you begin to circumvent how the disconnect between men and women? Especially the whole 50-50 thing, how do you when you sit back and you like we gotta do something about this. What's your take on it? How do you digest it?
Okay, so you saying like what's on TV because I don't even watch TV for real.
Well, what's in the news and trending Sorry.
Okay, so what's trending? Because I don't know.
The 50-50.
What's the 50? Oh, when you pay half and
Right.
half. And
How do you begin to digest that for people who don't like I said, who that's really their mantra, or they're like, yo, I'm not doing this, or they just have like the just a negative approach to it, to a person that's.
I mean, you know me, I don't get into the whole politics and what's trending. That's not Emae. However,
Right.
What I will say is, and this is just my own experience, ladies and gentlemen, it has nothing to do with what's trending. It's me.
Right.
I got my own bag, and I'm gonna come with my own bag. So you ain't gotta do really nothing for me.
Don't do that to them. Don't do that to them.
Sorry.
Because they gonna get mad at you. They gonna be like, yeah, but everybody can't get rich like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you?
I got my own bag. I always have my own bag.
I mean, you always have money. That's what? I need some money. I just realized that. I need to hold something. You know, I got a bill due. I would make up one in my head to get some money. But you're right. You got your own bag.
I was trying to borrow $10 from you.
Well, I'll send you a check. That's what I would do. Yeah, I'm gonna send you a check.
They got Cash App, they got Venmo, they got Zelle. I'm gonna need a little.
I mean, well, I'm so broke I can't even save time. That's just. I can't.
I'm trying to burn.
Yeah,
Okay. But that's what I would definitely say. Like,
Mhm.
but in my relationship,
Right.
me and my partner, we definitely go half and half,
Right.
or she just pays it all,
Right.
and she just allows me to focus on
What
my business and what
Right.
I got. However, when I came into the relationship, like my partner knew what I was coming with. I didn't. It wasn't like, oh damn, you coming with that's all. Is that the bag that you got?
Right. A little
All
duffel.
right.
A little duffel.
I came in with something she could be able to work with.
Right.
Okay? Educator, master's degree, business owner. I came with something she could work with that.
I mean, well, you got more degrees than
Okay.
a dojo.
Oh, you know what?
You know, you got more degrees than a dojo. But you're right.
Right.
Yes, you did.
All right, come back to that.
Yeah,
right?
you came in. Yep.
So I came in with my own bag. So it didn't give like, oh, you gotta pay 50-50. Like,
Right.
it wasn't like this strong opinion of pay 50-50 or this is what we're doing with this bill. Is, hey babe, like, what's up?
I got you.
I got you. What you need?
Do you think that's missing in relationships?
Yes, communication, love,
Mm-hmm.
individual healing.
Right. Because most people will try to get in, they'll get in this, you can't improve my situation, so I don't need you.
Yeah, because did you improve your situation? Don't go into a relationship if you ain't improved you yet.
They gonna get mad at you.
I'm sorry. Don't get mad.
I just,
I don't get mad. Hey, y'all. I'm just speaking off experience. I don't want nobody to get mad at me. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, do the work. I don't know. Somebody gonna come for my head, and that's okay. That's all right. I got tough skin.
Right.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I got you.
Word.
But
Mhm.
what I'll say is, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe that's something that you grew up on. I didn't grow up on that. Like,
Right.
I had to grow up on survival. So
Right.
you going 50-50, you paying my bills? You rich now,
Word up. You can get cheese on it.
you can get cheese on that.
Right.
A little mustard,
Provolone.
mayonnaise.
With relish on the side.
I'm trying to tell you, get your toppings
Right.
for free.
For free?
Child, I didn't grow up that way.
Right.
I didn't grow up that way, and maybe, you know, even just speaking about that, maybe that's just what it is. Certain people grew up in a certain type of way.
Right.
And that's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with that because, you know, Emae don't speak politics.
Of course not.
Because I don't want them to come
I mean,
from my
I
head.
do have a question.
Oh,
just
gosh,
to rip
Cory.
off of that, right? No, because you said earlier, right? It was something really powerful in terms of you can't save everybody, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So I noticed that in relationships, sometimes there's, for strong relationships, right, there's usually one person in particular who wants things to work, who's consistent and persistent, who really is like, okay, I see the flaws in a relationship, but I'm gonna try to make this work, right? So my question to you is twofold. How do you know when to quit? When to say, you know what? It doesn't matter how much maybe my love shouldn't be split here. And
Ooh.
The second question to that
Ages
is,
now.
how do you know when you are the problem? Because I don't think I think the way that people flip things, you can always say that everybody else is the problem. I didn't realize.
Okay, so wait. So are we talking about a relationship? Are we transferring from a relationship to 50-50?
Well,
because you're saying like, how do you know when you are the problem? Like, when do you know when you are the problem?
In a relationship.
In a relationship. Some people don't know that. Some people don't know when they're the problem. Some people gotta be told that they're the problem, and then the things that they do and the actions that they repeatedly do, they realize that they're the problem. I was the problem. Can I say that?
You can say that.
Let me be honest. I was the problem. I know I was a problem. I was hurting people that didn't need to be hurt. I was cheating on people that didn't need to be cheated on. I was the problem. But I knew why I was the problem. Mm-hmm. Because I was hurting.
Right.
I was neglected.
Right.
And if I did not do the self-reflection, I wouldn't be here where I am right today. But some people are stagnant in who they are and comfortable with, oh, well, this is just me. You got to deal with it. That's a problem.
Take me as I am.
Right. Take me as I am. This is me. You got to deal with it. Not Edna. Oh. You see how I switched from Edna to Emae? Not Edna.
Yeah, she just switched it up.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out which one got more money. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is it Emae or Edna got who got the debit card? Because I need to know. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to just, go ahead. I'm going to figure it out.
Just do the nails.
I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out.
Because that's interesting because you do a lot of work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But even though they need help, they've done enough work to seek you out. Mm. And that's a big deal.
You think so?
Yes.
Do you think because they come to me, they did enough work?
No. What I mean is, you got to get to a level before you start realizing, like,
the self-reflection piece.
Yes. Mm. But sometimes people aren't there.
No.
And it's like how, and some people, I believe that some people don't get there. I believe
anybody can get there with work.
Anybody can get there, but I don't know. Some people just don't reach there.
Right. Some people don't because they're stuck in their ways and they're stuck in their behaviors, right? And they are around people that are doing the same things as them. If you move somebody out of their environment, they start to act different. They are unaware, they are uncomfortable of where they are, who they are, what they are. The people that are around them, they are uncomfortable in an environment that's not theirs.
Right.
But put them back into an environment that is theirs. What happens then? They're comfortable now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to take people out of their comfort zone. So you say, they may not get there. They can. If they come out of their comfort zone, they may get there. That's like putting somebody in the forest. Of course, in the first few weeks, you ain't going to know what's going on in that forest. You ain't going to know how to take. You don't know if this bear comes at 6 a.m. and that tiger comes at 9.
Right.
But after you continue to repetition and you're there overnight, right? You start to adapt to your environment.
Yeah, they gonna turn themselves in.
Yeah, and it is.
Right.
Right? So I don't believe that a person can't get there. I do believe that a person can get there. But if you continue to stay in the environment that allows you to be comfortable, no, you're not gonna get there. Move.
Get out.
Flourish. Be around people that are doing things that you want to do, you inspire to do. Sometimes you gotta go back to the dream. When you were 6 years old, what was the dream that you had for yourself? Was it, damn, I wanted to be a teacher. Damn, I wanted to be a firefighter. Damn, I wanted to be, what was the dream? Like, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. I do believe that everybody can get there with work.
Right.
But that work consists of a lot. And are you willing to do the work that it takes to get there? And a lot of people they ain't ready to do that work.
Well, I mean, I had a dream. I wrote a song about it. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. That was my dream.
Good dream.
That's
it's a good dream.
That was my bad. That's sorry. My bad.
Martin Luther King. That wasn't the dream that you had, okay?
Yeah, right.
Good job.
Martin Luther King said be free with cash.
You know what?
I'll get out of here. Free with cash.
We are not gonna do that to Martin
That's
Luther King.
yeah.
We are not gonna do that to Martin Luther King.
Well, I'm saying what he said.
But you ain't gonna do that to Martin Luther King.
I think he said that.
He ain't say that.
Oh, okay.
I know he ain't say that.
All right. Well, okay. We're gonna ask Brother Martin.
Now we gonna ask him.
Yeah, we're gonna ask Brother
gonna ask
Martin what money he needed. Because I know he needed something. He needed something. You don't think he needed nothing? I don't know.
What he needed?
Yeah, he need that money you got. Yeah, you got the
It's the money that you got.
All right.
I was trying to ask for $10.
I got Monopoly money. I ain't passed go yet, so I don't got it.
And there's nothing on the side of the board.
Mm-mm.
You was trying to pass go?
I'm trying.
Well, can I pass? Let me pass go.
Yeah. But so.
I don't know if I'm gonna give back the money to you though. Let me pass go.
Right. Well, we'll talk about it.
Don't worry about it.
We'll talk about it. You so you said something which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You said everybody can get there with the work.
Yes.
Do you think it'll be revealed that they want to?
What do you mean?
Meaning, of course, like you give them the tools and you say, hey, listen, this is for you. I'm giving this to you, right? But when they're on their journey, well, I guess I'm trying to ask is this: how long do you stay with that person to be on the journey when sometimes you know they're not going to achieve it?
Not long.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to figure it out on your own. I can help you. I can guide you. I can show you the tools that I've used because my tools and your tools are going to be two different tools.
Mm-hmm.
So I can show you the tools that I've used. I want you to be able to implement the tools that you can use in your own toolbox. Everybody has different tools in their toolbox. I grew up with no parents, damn near foster kid. You grew up with a 2-parent household and you ain't happy. You got a different tool than I have.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
So I can't just know I can't be on a journey that you want to be on,
Mm-hmm.
that you're not putting the work to be on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem for me.
And they can't waste your time either.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah, they can't waste your time.
I don't like my time to be wasted.
You know, you hard to get hold of.
Yeah. So once you got my time, you got my time. But
Mm-hmm.
don't waste my time. However, if I do see like the potential, then of course, let's do it. Let's make it work. We're gonna make it happen.
French tip?
Huh?
You want that French tip?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You got a good job.
You know, I'm trying to get it.
You do that.
Right. You're trying to get it. So,
this is good.
thank you.
Look at my nails, y'all.
I'm trying.
Keep it.
I'm trying, you know. So,
You ain't trying, you doing it.
talk about it.
Come on now, speaking to the citizens. Talk about that manifestation that thing.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, good job,
I
good
know.
job.
So, let's switch gears for a second.
Okay, we switching it.
We know you're a connoisseur of all sorts. You know, you did a lot.
I did.
You did a lot.
Amen. God is good.
Music.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love your R&B and all that.
I do.
If I gave you one ticket, just one,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a VIP
Backstage?
backstage meet and greet, rocking out, chilling with them. Gave you one ticket, and you had to pick. And these are your two choices. Who would you pick and why? Chris Brown or Usher?
Dang, why you gotta do
Chris Brown or Usher?
Why I can't choose my own?
Chris Brown or Usher? You gotta pick which one.
Oh man, that's so hard. What?
Chris Brown or Usher? Ooh, which one?
I don't know. That's so hard. I'm not gonna choose that. Like
Yeah.
what?
One.
Who says that?
One.
Why are we even choosing between those two amazing freaking artists? Are you
Right.
kidding me right now?
Which one?
How did you even make that up in your head?
Which one? Chris Brown or Usher?
I don't know. Because Chris Brown is absolutely amazing, but Usher is the blueprint.
Usher.
What?
Usher that dude. Usher that dude.
Are you kidding me?
Who you gonna
Without
pick?
Usher, Chris Brown wouldn't even exist.
So
So I don't know. I can't choose. Chris
so
Brown? Love Chris Brown. I love
That's
Usher
Usher too. Right.
Let's not get too crazy around here.
So, okay. In the verses, who's going to win? Chris Brown or Usher?
Yo, is it crazy?
Who you going to pick?
You must be out your mind. Are you kidding me?
Who gonna
Why
win?
would you even make this up in your head?
Who going to win?
Who's gonna win? Let me run the songs back. You Got It Bad. Oh, that's who. What is it? 8701?
8701 was a banger.
Are you kidding me? But let's think about Chris Brown.
Chris Brown got Yo,
Yeah.
Run It, Give Me That,
Thank you. That's my song.
Say Goodbye, Winner. He got
Baby Kim. Oh man.
Remember that?
I want to listen to that. Sorry. And verses, of course.
Now, hold on, because Usher still got that Confessions locked and loaded in the back.
Usher's done.
He got that Superstar. He's got the Let It Burn. That to go crazy.
How do I say? How do I say? It's crazy.
You make me want to.
Okay, I'm gonna do Usher. I can't. Because Usher is that dude. Like, he's the blueprint. He is. Usher's just the blueprint for me. And I love Usher. Like, he be having me in my feels. Every time I hear 8701.
8701 goes crazy.
Baby.
It
gets me in a different type of time.
8701 goes. Yo, 8701 was that thing.
8701 is crazy. Now, can we do females, please?
Oh, of course.
Let me choose.
Go ahead.
I don't know where y'all
Go ahead. I
How
like
would you
this.
say Usher and Chris Brown? Like, why would we even talk about them?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Ooh,
I'm listening.
punch him in the head. So, now, if I have a VIP ticket,
Right.
backstage, I don't know if she drinks wine, but it will be Janae Aiko. That is my spiritual sister. I love her down.
Janae?
Janae. Every song. You hear me? She's
Right.
just so powerful. She's absolutely amazing.
Janae, that girl. I ain't gonna lie.
What? She did a whole kind of sound bath on her car. Like, who does that?
Janae, that girl.
And then somebody gonna say, this is evil and witchcraft. She taught them alive in the comments.
Okay, so that brings me to another question, right?
Oh.
Because people, how important is it to separate the artist from the art?
It's very important. You know why I say that? Because a lot of people don't separate Emae and Edna.
So you experienced that?
Yes, all the time. Especially with family. Like, oh wow. What they say? Well, you have a image to uphold, and I'm like, y'all know who I am?
Right.
I'm Edna.
Talk about it.
Ratchet. What's up? Like, what happened?
You good?
Right.
What? Oh, all right.
Because who did it?
Right.
Right? Like, that's just who Edna is. And Emae is more professional and motivational speaking. And, like, she motivates. Even Edna motivates, too. But Edna just wants to chill sometime, you know?
Yeah, the human side of you.
Right. So I do feel like it's very important to separate the artist from the individualized person. Like, it's very important because I go through that all the time.
And how do you take that? How do you digest that? How do you be like, yo?
Bro, don't listen. You gotta see it goes back to boundaries and tell people how they are. Hey, come on now.
Right.
Right now, I'm chilling. I'm not Emae. Like,
I'm still a person.
I'm still a person. I'm still human. And I am not the girl that you used to know, but I am still Edna.
Right.
Right? And that's so important because they're just like, well, you're supposed to act a certain type of way. Why you're not acting like that? But when I see you on Instagram, you're supposed to act like that. So I act like that. What's up?
Right.
I Edna. Okay. Ratchet. Okay.
Don't do that.
I am.
No, you just.
And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm me.
Yeah.
But I could be ratchet and crouching and all. I could be that.
Yeah, you.
Because when they see me outside, I don't want them to be like, oh my gosh. No, this is Edna. And I want you to know who Edna is at all costs.
You real transparent.
I'm very real. I'm very transparent. But I'm also going to be Edna. And I'm also going to be Emae when Emae has to be turned on. You have to differentiate that. You have to. We are human beings. We live a normal life, and what you see on Instagram is not always necessarily true. That you see, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, no.
That's very true.
You know what I was thinking about too, as you telling me that, like.
Talk about it.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking of different artists. I'm thinking of like artists and their craft and what they do and how they are kind of private in what they do. Like Queen Latifah, you know, she had a job. She had a whole job.
Oh wow!
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying?
The Queen had a word.
No.
That's crazy. I didn't even know it. That's
crazy. You. I think she had a whole child with a girlfriend. Hey, don't quote me if I'm right.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But see, and that's my thing. It's just like, y'all don't know. Y'all just know who Queen Latifah is, right? Just her craft. So it goes back to just having a private life.
Yes, and that brings me to my next question. So in recent news, the host of Hot Ones, the show, he broke up with his girlfriend because she went public about their relationship on Instagram, right? And I guess he didn't like that. How do you view something like that? Like, how do you say, hey, hold on, like, because obviously there's conversations that needs to be had when things like that happen, because, you know, you are, you know, you're a person. Outside of being a celebrity, you're a person, right? How do you get to that point to say, all right, listen, this is what we're doing, wop de wop? Or what advice would you give people about that? You being a life coach, you being somebody who, you know.
Private is so amazing. Private is amazing. Having a relationship in private is amazing. Like, yeah, I'll pop out with my baby once or twice.
Right.
Boom, and that's only Christmas and a birthday. Otherwise than that, you won't see her. And you better calculate when those days are. Because again, you won't see her.
Right.
But I figured, and what I figured out is having my relationship public and nobody really speaking negatively on or about my relationship keeps my relationship growing and glowing and just evolving. But once you kind of put your like spouse on Instagram or YouTube and things like that, people start praying against your relationship.
You know, and shout out to Club Shay Shay, because Shannon Sharp said something. He said the less people know about something, the less opportunities they have to mess it up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And you have some people that say, oh, well, why are you going to be private about it? You shouldn't be ashamed of it or whatever. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about... Right.
I'm not ashamed at all in my relationship. I love my baby down to the ground. Yeah. However, I feel like I don't know y'all.
Absolutely.
I don't know y'all. I don't know what y'all give, and I don't know what y'all trying to give, and I'm just not with it.
I don't need nobody in my business.
Yeah, I don't. If it's not my craft and what I do, I don't need y'all to critique anything that I'm doing.
Right.
Because that's like with anything, relationship, personal, like people only say something about you if they know about you.
Absolutely.
But if they don't know nothing about you, ain't no way they can speak about you.
I agree.
That's why I ain't saying nothing to nobody. You see me and you see me on Instagram, and that's the only kind of perspective that you are going to be able to have. And that's the only thing that you're going to be able to say to me is, I know it's doing her thing. Otherwise than that, you don't know nothing else until I tell you.
Because what do you say to the people that say, oh, well, you know, if you being private, that means you got something to hide or you being sneaky? Like, because we live in a world where people don't consider the fact that, hey, listen.
You're nosy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's it. And the only people nosy people is like who want to know your business. Oh, you being private. And it's...
So what about the people who says you're ashamed? Or embarrassed.
I'm not ashamed that I'm not embarrassed, but your perception of me and my relationship and what I got going on has nothing to do with you. Carry on. Carry on. It has nothing to do with you. And when you get to a point of healing, and when you get to a point of accepting who you are without letting anybody else's opinions affect what you got going on, you're on a different level.
That's funny. There's a saying that they say, oh, all these relationships is toxic. There's a lot happening right now. And the rebuttal to that is the reason you'll hear about healthy relationships and good relationships is because They're minding their business.
Business. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The reason why you don't hear about the good relationships that are succeeding, growing, and evolving is because they're minding their business. They on a yacht,
They doing what they gotta do.
in the sun, floating
Right.
on water,
Enjoying each other.
minding their business, and that's what I choose to do. I choose to mind my business. You might get a foot, you might get an elbow, you might get an earring, you might get a tattoo, you might get something, but no. We are minding our business. And I feel like that's the problem. Social media made it to where everybody is minding everybody's business.
Which is terrible.
Before we had, listen, I grew up in an era where we didn't have not a cell phone. We had to go upstairs to call. We had Skype.
Call me on my house phone.
Hello, call me on the house phone. Then you had to remove the cord. And then that means no phone calls
No
coming
phone
in.
call.
So you can put the cord into the internet. That's the type of time I grew up on.
Right.
It was word of mouth. If you find out in school, that's what you found out.
You found out.
But now it's just like everything is just so accessible and it's annoying. It's annoying and it's breaking relationships up. It's breaking friendships up. It's having people more depressed in who they are and what they're doing. Like it's for good, but it's also for bad too as well. Like it's super dope, but a lot of people are, doing things to themselves and harming themselves because they're comparing themselves to the next person, which is not cool at all.
And like, how do you what advice would you give people to just turn it off?
I turn it off all the time.
Like what do you, because I know you spoke earlier about, you go on your cleanses.
Yes.
Right? Like you detach yourself. You just totally just get away.
I detach. I've been detaching now for about 5 to 6, 7 years. Don't quote me, y'all. But I have been detaching, and I detach every November for 30 days, 31 days. I don't know how many days.
Right.
But I detach. There's no phone. There's no social media. I try to eat healthy, so there's no beef or anything. I don't eat beef like that anyway.
Right.
There's no beef. There's no.
Yeah, that one last because the thumbs is bigger.
Okay.
So you let them dry.
There's no beef. There's only like chicken and there's fish, so I try to eat clean. So I just really try to take a break. But what I realized is this year for November, I'm going to need somebody to really monitor my social media.
Okay.
Because I took a hit. Following wise, I took a hit engagement wise, because before I went on my social media cleanse for 30 days, my page was good.
Right.
It was lit. I came back, it wasn't anymore. So I had to kind of massage and motivate and inspire my followers. So I've noticed a lot of things, but I definitely have to have somebody that's going to work my Instagram this month. Well, in November this year. But it's very important for you to take a break from social media because it refreshes you, it recharges you, and allows you to see that you that girl for real. You that girl, you powerful for real. It allows you to be one with yourself and be in stillness with yourself. And that's super important. A lot of people don't know how to be with themselves because they're so used to the distractions that are around them. So it's important to just be still. And I don't know what you believe in. But I believe in God, and it allows me to have a moment to just be one with God.
And also, how do you manage that, even on the business aspect? Because, like you said, you took a hit you did your cleanse, and it was kind of like, damn, I can't take a moment for myself to how was that for you? How were you able to bounce back from that? How were you to get yourself in a right mind frame, because you worked so hard for something? Yeah. And you were like, damn, I took a hit. I did. How was that for you? How did you?
Well, it was self-reflection. Dang, I took a hit. I gotta work harder. Okay. So for December, I posted every day for the month of December. It was cool, but I don't even think that worked, right? But I just have to self-reflect and just go back. Okay, I know it's about to be the new year. What do you need to do? How do you need to improve? What do you probably need to go back on? And I just posted a video on my Instagram.
Emae.
I just posted a video on my Instagram, and one of my clients who I've coached, she said, you need to go back to these kind of videos.
Okay.
Like those videos that are like face to face and very personal, because I was doing like, you know, my podcast and things like that and just posting that. And she like, that's not what got you the followers. That's not what got us like kind of hooked into Emae. What got us hooked into Emae was Emae. And you need to go back to that. And I told her like in a message, and I said, I appreciate you for giving me that feedback to, you know, even have the courage to even tell me like, listen, this is how you started, and this is what I know you as, and this is why you're my coach today. It's because of these kind of videos. So sometimes you just gotta reflect on what works, what you probably need to go back to, and what you kind of need to do next.
Okay. And that's powerful, because the way you reflect, and you can kind of capitalize on the things that you may have missed.
Yes.
Right? You capitalize on the things you may have missed, and you can bounce back even stronger than you were, you know, before.
Yeah.
Right? So that's definitely a thing. How do you try to get people to respond to criticism? Because as you being a coach, right, a life coach, and as you know, helping people heal.
Yes.
Sometimes they may not take criticism
very
well. How do you like get them to say, listen, it's okay?
It's okay. So I did a class, I think a year ago or 2 years ago, called the Enemy Academy. And in that class is just like going back to the past, the present, and the future, and just focusing on those things. And there were a lot of people that were just like, well, I'm being criticized for this and I'm being criticized for that. But again, and this is what I said previous, it's just like you gotta go back to why and how that affects you. Right? Because sometimes it stems from your mother criticizing you when you was a baby girl, or it stems from like school age and you getting bullied and things like that. So just having them to have somebody to tell them like it's okay, and this is how you deal with it, and this is how you create boundaries when it comes to like criticism, and just knowing who you are when it comes to like criticism. So
that's powerful. I think people should really adopt that, right? Adopt the aspect of take it outside yourself. Don't take it so personal.
Yeah.
Right. Because
I'm learning that too, to not take it personal.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Really?
Because I take a lot of things personal.
No.
I did. Before I got like here, I did take a lot of things personal, because especially with the people that I love, and I think that's what it is. And I don't feel like it's like outside people that I really don't know, because I don't know you, so
it don't matter. I don't care.
Touch that.
Right.
But I did take things personal, because I'm just like, dang, why would you treat me like that? Because you know me on a personal level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I did I did take some things personal, but then I've learned, you know, evolving and just being, I know, like, don't take things personal. Everything ain't about you.
Right.
People be going through their own personal things, and they be trying to take that thing out on you, but it ain't got nothing to do with you. So it has nothing, like, you know, just don't take it personal. Just continue to be who you are. Because I was taking things personal, and I was taking it on the heart. And I'm like, dang, why would they do that? Or why would they say that to me? And it's just like, girl, you know, she just lost somebody yesterday. And it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe now I shouldn't take it personal.
Right, but do you think that's healthy for people to do, though?
What?
Like, to just, like, if something so emotionally traumatic or something traumatic has happened in their lives, do you think it's okay, it's healthy for them to kind of lash out on other people? Because I know everybody's process is different.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that everybody's process is different. Everybody doesn't have the same process as you. So maybe, like, for example, if I lashed out and I'm like, but you're more calm when like grief and things happen and they occur in your life. Like, everybody's process is different. How everybody responds is different. Everybody's actions is different. So it depends on the kind of person. But what I would say is, if you know that person that you're kind of lashing out on is not trying to like, is not that way on a everyday basis, then I'm like, I don't get where the lashing out comes in at. Because it's just like, I wasn't trying to be that, but you're lashing on me for no reason. I can't wait.
You like that? You know which rhine cells you want? No.
Yeah, I do.
What color? You don't know.
Yes, I do.
What color? What color?
The white ones.
Okay, at the top.
I'll do all white.
At the top of each nail.
Because I'm girly.
I got you right. Talk about that.
I think white. Should I do white? What other color I should do? Not pink. I hate pink. I'm not a pink girl.
Nah,
I'm
don't
really
be
a
pink.
tomboy, really deep down inside.
Yeah,
But like,
you got pink already.
I don't. Can I? What?
You already got the.
Can I move this?
I got you. Yeah.
All right. Let me see. No, you can leave them right there. Let me see what kind of color I want. I thought I was gonna do white because like white gives. But as much as I just said I don't like pink, I want kind of pink. But the only reason why I kind of put my nails on a different because I be on the news, so you can't do too much when you're on the news. So
Yeah, talk your accolades. Yeah. Talk the accolades. Yeah. Talk that.
You can't do so much when you're on the news. Because I talk with my hands, and a lot of people saying like, "Emae, is that talking with your?" Yeah.
Yeah, talk that broadcasting.
I talk with my hands, so I don't try to do a lot with my nails because I don't want people to pay attention to my nails. I want people to pay attention to the point that I'm trying to get across the message.
Right.
So I don't try to do a lot with my nails, but now I feel like maybe pink.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe I should do like all white because I don't wear pink every day.
I mean, you could get whatever you want. You know that, right?
Do, do, do.
You know you got, right? So you get whatever you want.
I don't know what I want.
You don't know what I know.
But I do want rhinestones because I'm still like girly girl a little bit deep down inside.
Yeah.
Deep
No,
down.
I know. We gonna get the rhinestones for you.
Okay, good.
We gonna get the rhinestones for you.
I love rhinestones.
So I have to ask this question.
Ooh. Not the huff and puff to the question after like what?
I have to ask this question.
What is it?
I know you've seen that video.
What video?
The Diddy video.
Oh no. I just said Emae does not talk politics. What?
It's not a politic thing. It's
Oh.
it's definitely anything of that caliber is never okay.
Never okay.
It's never okay.
It's never okay.
And your line of work I'm pretty sure you've come across instances where domestic violence was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And how difficult was it for you to try to heal people that wanted to remain in those situations?
So for me, I'm like an empowerment coach.
Right.
So I don't really speak on domestic violence because, I mean, I did fight a lot of people in relationships,
Right.
but it wasn't given like DD.
Right.
So what I do is I connect them with a person that is like a domestic violence coach that can be able to help them for real.
So you give them the resource.
Yes, I give them the resource because I
Okay.
can't. For me, I want to give you the best experience, right? And
Right.
if I can't, I know who can.
Okay.
So if they have been in a domestic violence relationship, I kind of connect them with a domestic violence coach.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you provided them the step in the right direction.
Yeah, because I can't speak on that. Like, how you survive from that? Like, what do
Right.
you do? Like, when you're in that, like,
Right.
like I can't speak on that.
Okay.
I haven't been in that fully, and that's my whole thing with my line of work. It's
Right.
like I'm gonna give you what I can, and I'm gonna give you an experience. But if I cannot, this is exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So I definitely provide them the resource.
And that is a very relatable approach because some people will say, "Oh, well, you can't help me because you've never been in my situation."
Yeah.
Right.
And that comes up.
Right. And even you let's say you haven't been in their situation, but they still come to you for help.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Aside from pointing them in the right direction of the resource, what is like that one mantra that you always like? What's that thing that remains constant? The mantra for you for all of your clients?
Just to be authentically Emae.
Okay.
And just provide them the love and the tools as to like, okay, so you're in this DV relationship
Or whatever situation.
or whatever
Right.
relationship, like what happened,
Mhm.
like how can I help, how can I like support you, this is what I think that you should do
Right.
based on what I have heard from your story. Like
Mhm.
I give them kind of those kind of different tools to be able to follow,
Mhm.
because it's very important, because people come to me with everything and they dump everything on me.
you.
It doesn't
Yes,
matter,
they do.
because they think like, okay, Emae can help me. I
Mhm.
know she can help me because this is just who she is. And sometimes I'm just like,
Right. It's a lot.
I can't. But I'm a guide you,
It's a lot.
and I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna be authentically me, and I'm gonna be like, just Emae. Like, okay,
Right.
do you need help? Like, what can I do? How can I assist you? Like things of that nature. But
Mhm.
I don't,
Yeah, you only go but so far when you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
only like you had just said, like I can't speak to you because it's not something that you experience, and
Right.
I get that 170%,
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to speak to somebody that I never experienced,
Right.
that they never experienced something that I'm asking them for
Mhm.
advice for.
Mm-hmm.
That's like asking relationship advice for a person that's single that never been in a relationship.
Right.
That
That's true.
doesn't add up.
That does. It don't. 2 + 2 is 4, not 3.
Hello, not 17.
So how do you feel about those who's faking the funk? Like, because I'm pretty sure you've come across people that have said, "Oh, well, I do this and I do that," but
Ooh.
or who fake the funk, and you're like,
Ooh.
like you really out here destroying people's lives.
Oh wow, that's so crazy.
Like, how do you circumvent that? How do you respond to that? And even if when you come across these people, what was that interaction?
God gonna fix it. God gonna fix it, and He gonna show you to who you are, and He is going to have you naked in front of you, and you're not gonna probably like the way that is and like the way that sounds, but a lot of people fake the funk on whatever social media site, but they know who they truly are inside, and the people who have a great discernment, I can see right through it.
Okay.
So yeah, you can act like you're doing these things, and you can act like, yeah, this is who I am. But I know that you ain't doing it. You know what you're talking about, right?
Right. Do you think there's an oversaturation of people who say, I'm a life coach, I'm a therapist, or I'm this or I'm that?
No.
Okay.
Because this is what God's gift is for you and to you. However, a lot of people say that, this is my calling, but it may not be their calling. And that's very important to kind of know, right? So no, I don't think that anything is oversaturated, because you can do anything. There's 50,000 nail techs, but ain't nobody like you. Ain't nobody going to get.
Well, I mean, Starbucks don't sell this kind of chocolate.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
And they don't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They don't sell this kind of service. So when it comes to like oversaturation, I don't think anything is oversaturated. Like this is your gift, and this is what you're supposed to do, and who you're supposed to hit is who you're supposed to hit. We don't know. We're not given a guide to this thing called life, and maybe there's one specific person that God wants you to hit.
Right.
And you hit that specific person, and God's just like, okay, cool, and I'm gonna call you right back on up. You don't know why you're here. But everybody has a purpose. Everybody has that passion, and everybody has a goal to be whoever they want to be. So I don't look at anything as oversaturated. If this is your path, this is your purpose, you're going to know, because doors are going to open for you. Right. If you don't know, if you think that this is your path and your purpose, and things don't open for you, and maybe you have to find something else.
Or maybe you have to try harder.
Or maybe you have to try harder.
Right.
But you know when it's your passion and your purpose. You know in your gut, you know. Like, this is for me.
And when you come across those who say, oh, well, who critique, let's say they may critique you, oh, you're doing it wrong.
I know, that's so exciting, right?
because I've, like I said, I went down in the comments and I see it. I see it all the time. I see people who, she don't know what she's doing. What she's saying is BS. So this, that, and the third, the wapty wop, right? Like, and these are some of the same people, like you said, that may be faking the funk. And you don't call them out on it.
No.
You always take the high road.
Yeah.
That's very difficult.
I don't address those type of things. I don't address negative energy. I don't address negative words that come towards me. I don't address it. I'm just going to delete it and block you.
because it's definitely it's hard to take the high road sometimes, and sometimes
Oh, it's hard.
people need to know about themselves. Like, listen,
Oh, I tell people about themselves.
I will. You know what?
Tear this whole.
Right. So, and that's difficult, especially somebody.
It's difficult. It's very difficult. But it's so crazy because I was in a situation like that previously.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna say no names. And
Ain't gonna
I
say no
had to understand who Edna is.
Okay.
Because I feel like, of course, I'm a girl from the projects, but I still have to understand who I am today.
Right.
Not who I was before.
Right.
And it's a battle sometimes.
Your mission is different.
Right. My mission is different.
Mhm.
My goal is different.
Right.
My path is different. My purpose is different. So sometimes I want to curse a mother out.
Right.
Clean.
Right.
Like, don't play with me. This ain't that, and that ain't this.
Right.
However,
Mhm.
I gotta remember,
Mhm.
I know you are not that.
Right.
And you are not this.
Mhm.
So now you have to approach the situation in a different way that is atypical to the way that you're used to.
Right.
So
Mhm.
that's what I do.
So you just again take the high road because
I
you
have
said
to.
you authentically you.
Yeah, I have to take the high road because sometimes like it's no need for it. It's no need for me to answer you back. It's no need for you to get this energy. I can show you better than I can tell you.
Ooh.
I can show you.
I could show you better than I could tell you. That's people may not take kindly to that. I can show you better than I can tell you. You being who you are, they're gonna be like, well, hold on now. Why she got to do that?
I have to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's boundaries within self. Sometimes you don't have to. You don't have to entertain everybody. You don't have to answer everybody. Everything is not for a response.
I agree.
And it's not for me to be evil or nasty no, it's none of that. It's I can show you better than I can tell you, which means in order for me to keep the peace within, I'm going to allow you to say whatever you want to me, but it's not affecting me.
Right.
I'm going to keep showing you how God is showing up for me.
Right. So let me ask you this. On your journey, I'm pretty sure you encompass people who tried to gatekeep. Right? Like tried to gatekeep from you. Tried to be
wow.
yeah, I'm gonna do this and blah blah blah, and they have not, right? Because they were intimidated by your success. They probably saw it before you did. In a nutshell.
Jeez Louise, crackers and cheese.
How was that experience for you? Like give me a time where you were like, wow, like this person I know, and you was like, hey, I've been following you and blah blah blah, or following your work.
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
And what was that like? The disappointment. What was that moment? You ain't gotta say no names.
No, I would never say no names. But what I would say is, in the words of Edgar Thomas, you don't have to invite me to your table because I'm building my own.
Okay.
And I have to understand that with faith, I'm the only one that is supposed to do it, and I'm the only one that's going to do it. Like, God put this gift out on me, and the reason why He don't have people that have been doing the same things as me around me sometimes, for me to kind of learn from, is because He wants me to be the blueprint.
Right.
So I'm the blueprint to the people.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, you're going to gatekeep, and I know that you're gatekeeping, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to figure it out. I'm a girl that's going to get it done. I'm that girl. I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to figure it out. It's too much technology. It's too much going on, information going on in this world to know, not to know.
Okay. So what was that moment that was most heart-wrenching when you realized that, some of your closest people to you were hating on you? Yeah, you can talk about it. I told you we're going to get to it today. Yeah, we got time today. We got time. You can put that thumb at the edge of the table for me too, so that thumb could drop. Yeah. Just put it like this. Yep, thank you. Yep, put it right under there. Go ahead. Go ahead now. We get into it today. What was that for you?
Wow.
What was that for you?
For me, it's hurtful.
Okay.
Because I'm just a genuine girl.
Right.
And I love people. And I just want to see people win. And sometimes people don't like me because of my energy. People don't like me because of who loves me.
Right.
And that's a lot.
It is.
However, there's nothing that I can do. I will never stop being Edna. I will never stop being Edna.
You don't turn down your fire for nobody.
No, I don't. And my fire is still going.
Right.
It's still on flame. Let me tell you.
Right.
But it's very hurtful, and I don't think that people speak about that enough. When you're elevating and you're evolving, who you leave behind.
Left behind.
Yeah, and it's very hurtful. It's very hurtful. It's like a relationship. And some friends that I've left behind, it's given relationships where you have to take some time to really kind of like breathe and think about and kind of be in solitude about, because that person, you know, you share memories with. But you have to realize on your journey that everybody can't go.
Everybody can't
but
go.
But it's very hurtful. There's some friends that I have left behind. There's some friends that I just left alone, and maybe not behind, but just some friends that I just left alone, and I just felt like, I know you gotta continue to go. Like, you just have to continue to go. This is not a ladder it's not a ladder in a rope. This is just a ladder. So, and what I mean by a ladder in a rope is I'm not climbing up the ladder and pulling you up on the rope. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna continue to take step by step and step by step, and I'll meet you at the top. Is what I tell people. Because sometimes, you know, I have friends that have been doing the things, like associates that have been doing the things, but I'll see you at the top. Right.
I mean, and that's the thing, like you said, a lot of people don't talk about because it's touchy.
Yeah, it is. And you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like, you know, you don't want people to feel like, oh, well, she called me out, or, oh, she talking about me. If the shoe fits, wear it.
Can't say that. You got to take the high road.
No, if the shoe fits, wear it, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Because maybe you might think from this show that I'm talking about you, and maybe I ain't talking about you, mama. Maybe I'm talking about somebody else. Maybe I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I completely, because
so that's how I feel. Like, but I'm just a girl's girl, and I genuinely really want to see people win. Like, I want to see people win. What could I do? What resources can I provide you? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, what could I do? Because I really want to see you win. And sometimes, because people hate on you, people are jealous of you, it doesn't always go that way.
Do you think people are threatened by your success?
Yes. A lot of people are threatened by my success, and that's the crazy part of me just not, like we said in the beginning of the conversation, if I don't even know how to receive it, because I'm just like, wow, like little old me.
Right.
Emae?
Right, yeah.
Like, Emae?
No,
like,
I mean, you a big deal now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big deal. Yeah, you're a big deal. Yeah, you're a big deal. Yeah,
I'm
you're
a big deal now, however, it's just like, but you knew me. You knew me when I wasn't a big deal. You knew me when I was trying to get up. Like, you knew me, baby, when I was broke and we were sharing chips and sandwiches together. Like, you knew me then. So how could you feel that way towards me? Oh, you must have liked me from the beginning. That's crazy.
That's what you think it is usually the case?
Sometimes. Or people just see that. And you know what's so crazy? Because it don't even be you. It just be your success. So some people don't hate on you. They hate on your success because it's just like, damn, I wish it was me.
And it's also a thing that I think people have the capacity to feel ostracized when you start to separate yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have done something that most people fantasize about. Their fantasy, you made a reality. In a very short amount of time. I mean, 5 years is a very short window for you to achieve what you've achieved thus far. So the fact that you've become so successful, it is threatening for people. And I see it. I mean, because I always give you your flowers. I mean, you always have been a trendsetter, right? Like, you don't follow the trend, you are the trend.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's always been you. That's always been you. So the fact that you've done this, they created this platform for people to heal. You created this platform for people just to acknowledge and recognize, damn, I gotta do the work. I gotta do the work, right? Like, and that comes with a lot of things that we may necessarily not pray for, right? 50 Cent said something. Shout out to Five. He said, we pray for success, but we necessarily don't pray for the things that come with it. The jealousy, the envy, the hate, right? The friends that may not be friends no more.
Right. So when those situations happen or when they occur, I think about that same. Like I know, yes, you asking God to bless you with all of these things, but ask God to protect you.
Yes.
Ask God to protect you from the people that don't see it for you. Allow God to remove the people that don't see it for you. And when that happens, and when you pray for those specific things, God starts to make things happen, and you know exactly what those things are. It's like, okay, God, I hear you and I see you, and it's not for me to even question. This is just what it is, because I prayed for that.
Yeah. Was there ever a time in your journey where you, because I've heard a lot of people say, you know, I was on my journey and I played with my gift and I almost lost it. Was that ever a case for you? Was that ever a thing of you when you were, you know, on your journey and you know, you walking the walk, that you may have slipped a little bit because you may have taken it for granted?
No. I don't take my gift for granted at all. I don't slip on my gift at all. However, there were times where I wanted to give up.
Speak about it.
Sometimes I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, yeah, no, this may not be for me. Maybe this motivational speaking may not be for me. And then I get on Instagram and somebody says, thank you for helping me because you saved my life.
Right.
So it's not I play with my gift. Sometimes I just want to give up on my gift because it comes with a lot. And then you lose a lot of people when you're away. And you want those people to kind of stay with you. And you're just like, well, if I wasn't this, then they'll still like me. But not knowing like, this is just what it is. And I have to take it for what it is.
I have to roll with the punches. You have to, as God said, with a full breastplate of armor, right?
And you have to put your armor God on every day. Put your armor God on every day.
And you know, and as we wrap up the show, you said something very interesting. You said some days you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Some days, is it because it's too heavy for you? Is it because that it requires so much of you? Is it so much that it takes a lot out of you to where it's like, to where it's like, damn, like it's a lot. Like it's like sometimes you're like, man, like I don't know if I.
It's a lot because I feel like I can't be sometimes. Sometimes I just want to be. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to post. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to have the energy I have. Like, I just don't want to do it. But I have to. Like, I have to because I am the chosen one.
Right.
I am the healer, and I know that for sure. So, as much as I don't want to do it, I know that I have to. Like, it's not something that's negotiable. It's non-negotiable, especially when it comes to God. Because every time that I want to quit, God taps me on my shoulder and gives me that reassurance of why I can't.
Right, I got something else for you.
Yeah.
You can't, no, not right now.
Yeah, not right now. Like, we in the midst of it. And I believe that so hardly that I'm just here to really, you know, be Edna and to motivate and to heal and to help.
To heal and to help. I hear that because you definitely been doing that because for real, because you're, you know, and the reason why I say that is because you like him? You like him? I thought I'd look you up now.
Hook me up now.
I thought I'd look you up now. Yeah. For, you know, I've seen the work, especially with your students. And that's one thing I will say is that's a beautiful thing. You are with them every step of the way.
Yeah.
And are those success stories for you, like when you see your students and you see them thriving in life and you see them, they doing it?
Yeah.
How is that for you? Is it like
it's an amazing feeling, and especially if they kind of reflect to you
Right.
on like where they are, and you're the reason of where they are is because of you.
Right.
That's amazing. I have so many children, I should say.
You sure
outside
do.
of my daughter, but it's just like it gives that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely
it's one of those moments to where
it's definitely one of those moments to say like, you know what, this is why I do what I do, and I do this all the time.
does that keep you going?
It does.
That keeps you going.
It does keep me going because sometimes you need some positive reassurance in your life to be like, okay, I know I ain't doing this for no reason. I know I ain't coming to this job at 7:45 for no reason, right? So it does give me that.
How would you say? Because I mean, and I'll go on record to say this. I think prior to you, no one has ever really. I mean, you had people that have done it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think you've had those people who cared as much to say, I'm putting this on my back. Because either they do the life coaching thing or they're doing something else. You're doing both.
Every day.
Every day. You're doing both. Like you're doing both with the kids every day. You're with them every day. You're with them every day.
Mm-hmm.
You're with them every day. Every day. So you're like the first one to really set that marker, right? To set that marker, to set the tone, to set the bar where it's like, listen, I'm really in the field. I'm not so much on a high horse where it's just the clients coming to me. You got firsthand experience on the ground because you're with the kids that need help, right? Those are the kids that get forgotten about, the ones that's in the schools, the ones that's every day, after school programs, right? You're literally the one that's like, oh no, I see this.
Yeah.
I recognize
Right.
this. I know the symptoms,
Yeah.
right? Like I mean, I know you spoke about it, but how's that balance for you? Like how do you turn off Edna at work? Or how do you turn off Emae?
Because I know how to be mechanics, which is like more nurturing. Like I nourish my kids and I love.
Yeah.
I can't put my whole hand in there?
No, just your thumb. I did the other hand.
Oh no, but I wanted to put all of them in there because the light's not gonna turn on.
I got you. I'm turning on for you. Yeah, you can under there.
Yeah.
You know that. They're not smart. I know that.
Yeah. My nails are not smudging, sir. Mechanics is like more nurturing, but I'm very strict.
Okay.
I'm very strict on my kids, but I love them down, but I'm very strict on them.
Right.
And Emae is just maybe you don't get to the point.
Right.
That's that. So
that's how you kind of balance it out, or
I do have a question. Like, what is the difference between what have you seen different between working with kids as opposed to adults?
And you said pink, like not the course, not that you did say pink.
White. I hate
Okay.
pink.
All right, you said white. Okay, you said white. You heard it here first.
What was the question?
What is your experience with working with kids as opposed to
Working with adults? Nothing. None is different.
Oh, it's just as much work? Is it like
It's just as much work. It's just as much work. You know why? Because with adults, they gotta go back to when they were kids to be able to figure it out. They have to figure it out. Like adults will understand more than I guess a child would. However, nothing. I feel like they all gotta do the work. And I feel like some kids are so far gone where they feel like they gotta be adults and they don't have to. Like it's a lot.
So really, like,
it's a lot.
If you don't look back, you kind of hit a ceiling.
Yes, you hit a ceiling of you think that you're doing something and you think that you're doing things, and you're not doing nothing. And that's my thing. It's just like you want to be an entrepreneur so bad, but you're wondering why things are not working for you and why you can't do certain things. It's because you haven't healed what you need to. Because a lot of people like go through like trust issues, and I can't trust you, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. But as an entrepreneur, you gotta trust. You gotta trust. You gotta trust that the cameraman is gonna get all the angles that he needs. You gotta trust that your assistant is gonna make sure that you have everything that you need. You got it has to be some type of trust there. But if you never trust nobody as a kid, there's no way. And I feel like that you gotta go back. So when it comes to the youth and then it comes to adults, ain't nobody different. They all need help.
So, nah, cause that's deep. Like truth, because I speak about that too. Like just talking in general. What I often say is, people don't have faith.
That's the right you like that?
You said what?
People don't have faith, and that's why they sabotage things. And I'm like, if you don't have faith, then if you're only doing things according to what you can see,
yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because your decisions, like you're just moving with the flow of things.
Right.
Faith is saying, oh, okay, I trust that this person is either going to be good to me or faithful to me, or faith is just believing in somebody else.
Yeah.
And it's like people wanted people to believe in them.
Yeah.
But then they have a hard time
believing in themselves. And it's like that. Like I couldn't see. Like I didn't know I was gonna be here today. I couldn't see that. Ain't nobody in my family doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't see that. You don't see the pilot on the plane before you get in the plane. Just get in the plane and trust that the pilot's gonna land the plane safely. That's faith.
Right, he could have been drinking that scissor. You won't even know it.
You know what?
Right, he could have been drinking that Henny. He could have been getting lit.
No, not
for
lit.
real. And he flying the plane.
Not he flying the plane.
Bent. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you're right though. My bad.
You see what I'm saying? It's him for me.
Yeah.
So that's what faith is knowing that God is going to land you exactly where you need to be all the time.
So
and I feel like people don't understand that.
So how do you get the children to trust you? As
Bonding
opposed to the adults.
Relationships too with adults.
Would you say you implement the same remedy for adults and children? The same way, or you would take a different approach?
Children takes a little bit more time to build that connection with children.
Okay.
Like they really don't trust us as like adults is, because adults they can go with their discernment to be like, I don't know. But kids hard. Them kids chew me alive in Atlanta. Okay. My first couple months, they chewed me alive. And I was like, dang.
Right.
These kids, little girl done cheated on the test. All types of stuff was going
cheated on the test?
Done cheated and going, play me like she ain't cheat. I said, I knew you cheated. God, we do this to law.
What was the test hard? I mean,
No, it wasn't hard. It was a test.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay. And she done cheated. So it takes more with kids. But after that, me and her still talk to this day.
Wow.
But it takes building relationship. It takes addressing someone's character. Like a lot of kids don't have people to hold them accountable. I'm gonna hold you accountable. Your mother ain't say this, but I'ma say it.
And then you tell them why.
Yeah, and I always tell them why. And
right.
I always give them my experience and what I've been through is the reason why I'm saying this. So every time I talk to kids, it's not like, oh, this is what it is and that's it, because a lot of parents do that. No, this is what it is, this is what I experience is, and this is why I'm telling you not to do it.
Right.
So that's deep. That tough love is
I have
deep.
to.
So there's a lot of people who aren't fans of that.
No.
Which is like, oh, let the kids choose, let them do what they want to do. You shouldn't force them to do what they want to do. Don't hold them accountable.
I wish they would. I
Mm-hmm.
wish somebody would. I was held accountable for everything that I did.
Oh, of course.
So I guess this new teaching is not what I was brought up on, but I was held accountable for everything. And you're gonna understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna understand now. But she calls me and thanks me. Thank you. Because you taught me how to write these papers. You taught me not how to cheat. You taught me how to write in a complete sentence. You taught me how to write in a paragraph. But had I not held her accountable, she would not be a senior right now in college.
Shout outs to the work that she
Like, what are we talking about?
So what can we expect from Edna Emae in the future? What do you have working on that people will be excited about?
I have a lot of things in the works that I can't reveal right now. But I definitely have a lot of things in the works that's going to allow you to self-reflect, allow you to do the work, and allow you to listen to my story to be able to do the work. So that's something. That's something. And I'm just gonna continue to manifest and just be Emae. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
So, I mean, you spoke about the book earlier. Where can I get that?
My journals.
Yep.
So, all my journals is on Amazon. You go to Adam McKinney, just type in Adam McKinney in the search box or The Soul of Me in the search box, and then that's where you're going to find all my journals. Now, that 30-day one, approach with caution. That thing ain't nothing to play with. So, before I don't want to be shady, but before the, what's that book on TikTok? The inner work, the dark work, the jittery work, somebody work. Before that came out, I've been having my journal since 2018. But carry on.
No, I'm just, because I will say that, you, and I just want to make sure, I know we have conversations like this all the time, but I just want to make sure that, it's illustrated to you properly. The work that you're doing is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
The world needs it. We need it because we need you. You matter, you are important, and you are loved. You are doing something that most people don't take the time to do, nor do they care to do. So as we end the show on the top coat, I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You are extraordinarily amazing, and just please keep doing what you're doing because I need it. The world needs it.
Of course.
And I'm pretty sure you need it.
I do.
So is there anything else that you want to say to the viewers? Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? What?
Thanks guys for watching. I'm so excited. Thank y'all so much for watching and kind of getting really like the snippet of Edna and Emae. Just me being comfortable in my brother's space and just allowing me to be vulnerable. So I just want to thank y'all so much for watching. You guys can follow me on any social media platform, Emae, across all caps. My podcast, From Within Podcast, of course, Emae on that platform too, and Apple Podcasts. But what I really want to tell y'all is, y'all listen to my story. Y'all listen to the questions. Y'all listen to the answers. Continue to be great. Continue to share your story. And if you're trying to hide your story from somebody because you don't feel like nobody's going to listen, or you feel like maybe this thing is oversaturated, or you may feel like I can't get up and I don't want to do this and I can't move forward, you can. I have done it. I did it. And I'm going to continue to do it. Nobody really knows my life and what I go through at home, alone, in my closet. Right? But I want y'all to know that it's possible. You get up, you pray about that thing, you cry about that thing, you get up and you fix your crown and you continue to move. You have it. Don't let it go. You have it. And continue to move forward.
This has been a great, magnificent episode of On the Top Coat. I'm your host, T. Davis, with my big sister, the lovely Emae.
Period.
From Filed and Polished, the first luxury nail care service that is exclusive and affordable. This has been On the Top Coat. I will see you at the next episode because here at Filed and Polished, we care. I love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Boom.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Bruh.
How you feel about that?
God. Yeah.
Woo! She exhausted.
I'm exhausted.